let's dive into one of the most incredible things happening inside your head, like right this second, your memory. It's kind of like the invisible architect of your entire life, and today we're going to see exactly how it all gets built. I mean, just stop and think about it for a second. Absolutely everything that makes you, well, you. Every single skill you've picked up, every person you love. Every fear that gets your heart pounding, your whole sense of who you are. It's all built on this one incredible biological system. Seriously, without memory, every moment would just, poof, vanish. You couldn't learn, you couldn't grow, you couldn't even recognize yourself in the mirror. It can feel a little bit like magic, right? But it's not. It's pure neuroscience. So how in the world does the brain pull off this amazing feat? Let's break it down. So, every single memory, doesn't matter if it's what you eat for breakfast this morning or your very first day of school, it all goes through the same basic three-stage process to even exist. So at its very core, what is memory? Well, it's definitely not some dusty old filing cabinet in your head. It's an active three-part system for processing information. It lets us encode, store, and then pull that information back out later. Let's take a look at those three parts. Okay, so here they are, the big three. First up, encoding. This is where your senses take an experience and basically translate it into a language your brain can understand, these little neural signals. Next, storage. The brain takes those signals and stabilizes them, weaving them into its network. And third, retrieval. Now check out that last word on the slide, reconstructed. This is so important. You don't just play back a memory like a video, you actually rebuild it, piece by piece, every single time. We're definitely coming back to that idea. So, where does all this amazing stuff happen? Well, your memory isn't just stored in one single spot. A better way to think about it is that your brain is like a big city, and different types of memories live in different neighborhoods. Let's go explore the map. First off, we've got two main timelines. Short-term memory is basically your brain's sticky note. It holds just a little bit of info for only a few seconds before it either disappears or, if you're lucky, it gets moved. Long-term memory, on the other hand, that's the vast archive, the huge library where information can be stored for, well, a lifetime. Now, even within that massive long-term archive, there are two main types. You've got declarative memories. Those are the things you can consciously declare, facts, stories, big life events. Then you have non-declarative memories. These are the skills you do totally automatically, without even thinking, like riding a bike. Your body just knows. All right, let's meet the all-star team that makes this all happen. First, the hippocampus. Think of it as the gateway. It's the one that's crucial for turning those temporary sticky notes into permanent files. Then there's the amygdala, which is like an emotional highlighter pen, making you remember really happy or scary moments in super vivid detail. Your prefrontal cortex, that's your active workspace, and the cerebellum handles all that muscle memory. It's a real team effort in there. So how are memories physically built? Okay, imagine you're carving a path in a dense forest. The more you walk on that path, the clearer and stronger it gets, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in your brain. When you repeat something, the connection between your brain cells gets stronger. The fancy science name for this is long-term potentiation. And here's the mind-blowing part. Your memories aren't just abstract ideas. They are literal physical changes to the wiring inside your brain. But of course, the system isn't perfect. We all know what it's like to forget something. But what if I told you that forgetting isn't really a flaw? It's actually a feature, one that's designed to keep your brain running efficiently. It's kind of the great paradox, isn't it? If memory is so vital to who we are, why do we forget where we put our keys 5 minutes ago? Well, it turns out there are a few key scientific reasons for that. First up is decay. It's basically use it or lose it. The neural pathways just get weak. Then you've got interference, where old and new memories just kind of get jumbled up. Sometimes it's retrieval failure. The file is in the cabinet, you just can't find the key to open it. And finally, there's stress. You know that feeling when your mind goes completely blank during a test? Yep, that's a stress hormone called cortisol messing with your brain's retrieval process. And this brings us right back to that huge idea from before. Because you reconstruct memories instead of just replaying them, your brain sometimes fills in the gaps with its best guess, or maybe with stuff you learned later. This is why our memories, which feel so real, can sometimes be surprisingly unreliable.
Okay, so enough about the glitches. The really exciting part is that we're not just stuck with the memory we have, we can actually work to make it stronger. So let's look at how to build a better system.
So, are we just victims of this faulty system? No way. Absolutely not. Science gives us really clear, actionable strategies we can use to get better at encoding, storing, and retrieving information. Here are 5 of the most powerful boosters. First, sleep. It is non negotiable. It's literally when your brain files away all the important stuff from the day. Second, the spacing effect, which proves studying a little over time is way better than cramming. Third, when you learn something new, connect it to something you already know. Fourth, try to teach it to someone else. It's a fantastic way to lock it into your own mind. And finally, exercise. What's good for your body is absolutely incredible for your brain.
And you know what? All 5 of those boosters work because of one single beautiful concept: neuroplasticity. This is the simple but totally profound idea that your brain can literally reorganize itself, forming brand new connections throughout your entire life. It means your brain isn't fixed, it's always changing. And because of that, you can improve it at any age.
So let's just get rid of that old idea of memory being some dusty old library. It's not static. It's a dynamic, living web of connections that you are actively building and rebuilding every single day of your life. Ultimately, your life story is written in this neural network. And by understanding the rules of how it works, you gain the power to become the author of your own mind. The person you become tomorrow really depends on the memories you choose to build today.